Hey, three dads.
Hey, what do you want? Huh? What? Our little boy.
I can't hear you.
Look, I just I made a new episode of my podcast, and I was hoping you could check it out.
A what cast? What
Did
is
you
a
turn up your
podcast?
gain?
It's a show where people talk. The game. All right, my third dad's really knowledgeable about audio. I just think
What's audio?
You guys should just look it up. You can look it up on your podcast app, and you can listen to it.
But Junior, what's the name of the podcast?
What's the podcast name?
It's called Buried. Hello, everyone, and welcome.
I'm still
old.
I'm still old. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Buried Podcast. This is an internet podcast where we go out into the internet jungle and bring back hidden gems of lore to the public seeing eye. As always, I am Declan Grogan, and with me is Jimmy Brown.
I've never been happier to be here. Yeah.
Dylan Ward.
I am firmly against canned cranberries.
And Liam Mann.
Put it right in there, Johnny.
What? Sorry, what? What does that mean?
Yeah, since I figured we're doing like a Buried reboot, I feel like I should get like a catchphrase, like a 90s TV show.
And your catchphrase is
put it
in there,
Is the
Johnny.
sexual? Is the
Put it back
sexually
in there,
charged-
Johnny.
That's put it right in there, Johnny. What?
Put it right in there, Johnny.
Put what and where?
Well, it'll be contextual. It'll be like there'll be like a situation that happens, and like everyone will be like, "Oh man, what the heck?" And I'll be like, "Put it in there, Johnny," and everyone will be like, "Oh, that kidder."
There he is.
Yeah, where's Johnny gonna find parking? Oh, there's this parallel parking spot. Put it right in there, Johnny. That's the only one that's coming to mind, though.
I'm trying to think of
The
other,
only one. That's the only one that's coming to mind.
That's the only
Put it in there,
situation
Johnny.
that could possibly happen. No, there's no other situation, Dylan. Put it right in there, Johnny. And so he's going to be, fixing the carburetor, and Johnny needs to give him the screwdriver and put it in there. He's going to be like, "Hey, put it right in there, Johnny." Those are the only two situations.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe Johnny's father was a famous hunter, but Johnny never really could live up to his dad's expectations until one day when Johnny was 14. He went out hunting with nothing but a knife, a long Bowie knife, and he came back and he held up in his hand a huge bear cub. It was just a cub, but it was a start. God damn it! And Johnny's father, his eyes welled up with tears, and he opened the big fridge where they put their game, and he said, "Put it in there, Johnny."
Put it in there.
And then he got fucked.
And then it was like a laugh track. Ha 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 ha.
Ha 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 ha. I want that big game fridge. The big fridge for all your killed meats.
Guys, we should invest in a meat locker for our little cabin in the woods. In the jungle.
Because our meat keeps rotting so fast.
I feel like I remember us saying that because we're rebooting, we're going to restart the lore.
Oh, that's right.
And I immediately went to like a deep buried lore reference.
Well, we also said we could just recap the lore real quick. What is this? This is episode, I'm looking at my watch, 25. Let's just go
26,
through
I think,
somewhere up
actually.
there, yeah.
Yeah, somewhere up there. If we can do like an abridged buried lore, the lore of the entire podcast. Yeah.
After years of being hit in the head with coconuts, we actually found the original transcripts of what happened here.
Mm-hmm.
So it all started when we were on a trans-European bus trip together.
Yeah.
The four of us.
Yep.
And the bus, as it was going through Lithuania, the bus crashed, and we ended up in the jungle in Lithuania, which is where, and we figured that since we're trapped in Lithuania in the jungle, we might as well record a podcast.
Mm-hmm. Right. Make the best of it. Live it up was what we said. Say la vie, something like that. I don't speak.
Turn lemons into grapes.
Yeah.
Now,
when life gives you lemons, you say, "Hey, give me some grapes."
Yeah.
So somewhere along the way, if I remember correctly, we've met a couple of small friends. Chief among which is
Very small.
Cotangle. Yeah.
Cotangle, which is a little gremlin-style creature. I don't know much about him, despite me seeing us.
He lives with us.
He lives with
That is so rude. You literally see him every time you walk out the door. What do you mean you don't know Cotangle?
He's like the Chandler of the group, man.
I know that he eats birds just like Chandler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got an affinity for birds. It's just when they're really pretty, sometimes he has to eat them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He wants
And
to
then,
absorb their beauty.
we've got our Lithuanian butler. I don't know. I suppose he's probably Italian, but he's in Lithuania.
Vespucci.
So. When in Rome, or when in Italy.
The thing about Vespucci is that he's always trying to get one over on us.
Yeah.
He's always throwing plates.
Man.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. And he also
he's the real
edits
Chandler of the
podcast.
group.
No, Vespucci, that's okay. I don't need toast with my bath. That's okay, Vespucci. No, another time. I actually don't. I'm actually recording a podcast right now. I don't need a bath.
He drew you a bath and brought the toaster over.
Put it in there, Vespucci.
Vespucci and Kotangle are like a mixture of, they're doing little fun jips and japes, but they're also trying to kill us.
Cloudy Sky. I suppose at this point, Cloudy Sky is part of the lore.
Cloudy
too.
Sky is part of the fucking lore.
They made absolutely fantastic Vespucci.
Oh,
fan
that's
art, if I
right.
remember correctly.
I remember that, dude. That
was great.
Dude, honestly, the fact that we have even just like one random person who actively and like fanatically listens to this podcast makes the whole thing worth it.
Yeah. All right, but like it's all right. We say this every time.
I know, but
we've got to move that.
No, it's baffling to me. All right, you gotta understand. It's the little bit of like someone enjoys it. People can enjoy this show.
All right, I do also remember that there was a weird little plot line, like a fully extended plot line, where we like met the mayor of like our town in Lithuania.
Right.
Oh
and
my
there was, like,
god!
A witch. And that went on for way too long in the episode, from what I remember. And I remember nothing about it.
They got married.
So we're just gonna.
She got married
we're gonna.
to, like, the
that's
girl.
true. Yeah, they did.
Oh,
That's
he got
right.
married.
We did a whole bit where like one of us was, where the mayor that sounded like one of us came in.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, and then
got
speedrun a few other things. Coconuts fall on our heads, and when they do, we forget everything that's happened a couple times.
Oh yeah,
Declan
Liam has been replaced several times.
Yeah,
by
Liam's
a
in a
robot
robot
version of Liam.
At this point,
that likes
it
Nestle.
is literally impossible to tell whether or not I'm a robot at any time.
Yeah, because I got like a closet full of robot Liams like without any time. If Nestle's paying us that, if we get money down the Nestle pipeline, I'll whip out one of the robots.
Yeah.
Actually, I've got a pretty good test to
these...
see if he's a robot. Vespucci, come back here. Let's get that toast bath going. I want to see something really quick.
That's it. Yeah. And then half the robots hate Nestle, and half the robots love Nestle.
Yeah, I could never get like 100%. It's a programming error. I'm using
Obviously,
Windows 87.
There's other japes and jokes that might come to us or might be forever lost in the void. I remember.
There's one particular jape that I would prefer be forever lost in the void. I think you all know which one I'm talking about.
Is it the Hitler one?
Which one you were always talking about in every episode?
I wasn't gonna say it. I wasn't gonna say the specific jape out loud, but yes, I don't know how or why I thought a running joke where I always brought up Hitler was like
necessary.
My shtick.
At first it was completely by accident.
That was your catchphase bar. Put it in there, John.
Put it in there, Hitler.
You guys complain about put it in there. You guys complain about put it in there, Johnny, but honestly, it's better than Hitler.
Just Hitler appearing in the episode.
So next time when we reboot at episode 50, I'll finally have like a good catchphrase.
Oh yeah, they're getting better with each iteration.
Yes.
Okay.
How's about we do some topics?
I think that's a wonderful idea.
A little transitional.
All right.
You
go first. No, you go first. Come on.
I could go first if you guys want.
Okay, Jimmy.
Okay.
Go for it, baby.
Yeah, blow us away. This is the first, Jimmy, look at me. This is the first topic of the reboot.
Jimmy, look at me.
Jimmy, look at me.
Boy.
All right? It's the first one.
This is the official first.
Jimmy, do not look at me. I don't like it when you do.
Jimmy, look at my third eye.
Jimmy, look here.
Look over here. Hey, speaking of third eyes and conspiracy theories, I'm not 100% that this is an incredibly buried topic, considering I saw it on TikTok originally.
Nice.
But
New Age buried topic.
I did my buried topic on Harry Horse and the Drowned God. This is a video game that was released in late 1996. That was created by a guy named Harry Horse, and it was originally based on a manuscript. You do know about this?
Yeah, I saw I watched a YouTube video about it because it's wild. You're totally right.
Oh, really? I have not seen this YouTube video, but we're about to create a new YouTube video about it.
Oh, industry. The industry.
So essentially, this guy Harry Horse claims to find a manuscript from like the 19th century by a poet named Richard Henry Horne, and I believe the guy's name is actually Harry Horne, and he was named after this poet. This manuscript is essentially a litany of conspiracy theories and different histories based on like aliens creating humanity and pushing us through technological advances and, you know, pyramids and all sorts of things. And so Harry Horse tries to submit this to some local museums, and, you know, at first they're like, oh, I'll take that. And then they find out that this guy actually just, you know, forged it. So Harry Horse, now known forger, decides to turn this manuscript that he's created himself into a video game. And he does. It's called Drowned God. I believe it's released in mostly France. I believe nowadays you can only find it on like an emulator that like can run French games or something and doing other stuff.
Ah, yes. La PS4.
Le GameCube.
Le
GameCube. I don't know.
Dolphin.
Le GameCube.
I didn't try to play the game.
Jimmy, can I just say that I might have spaced out for a second, but that whole time you were talking about the creation of the video game, I thought you were talking about the plot of the video game. Like the whole idea of like the stolen manuscript.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That part's in. Wait, did he actually go to museums and try and hand off his manuscript as like ancient
Yeah, he
text?
handed out. Yeah, essentially, it's like if My Town was put in as a Mark Twain novel.
Oh my gosh,
I
Mark
could
Twain.
see that.
He wrote.
Yeah,
He
so
wrote about
he-
a
but-
podcast.
Yeah, no, I remember how, like, you know, Huckleberry Finn ends with Huckleberry having magical powers. Remember when Huck Finn is able to read minds?
Honestly, might have been a better ending than that book section did.
At the end of Gift of the Magi, Della had to sell her hair, but then she used her magic powers to
Her
grow
magic
it right back.
powers to grow it right back. They were gifted to her.
That's it. Huck Finn could read things that people didn't want. Huck Finn could read minds, but it was just like mostly racist stuff. It was fucking Mississippi.
Just Mississippi. I want the Gift of the Magi to end where they're like, oh, it's so silly. I cut my hair off. Oh, you gave me combs. Oh, I bought you a pocket watch. Oh, you sold it. That's so funny. And then the wall bursts open. It's like, I am the Magi. Here is my gift to you. And they're like, who are you? What are you doing?
Also,
This
like,
will solve your problems.
This will
He hands
solve
him
your
it, and it's
problems.
hair and a comb inside.
It's a carrot and a watch. I killed a man for these. Goodbye.
So, the Drowned God is released. It's vaguely
Sorry, Jimmy.
vaguely popular and sells pretty well, but eventually it just kind of fades into obscurity. And a sequel that Harry Horse plans never really comes about.
Oh.
But
It was supposed to
a
be
decade later, unfortunately, this has a rather sad ending. The guy who's very into conspiracy theories and all sorts of random things, obviously, he ends up committing a murder-suicide. And
Jesus. Oh my gosh.
and stabs himself and his wife to death.
Oh my gosh.
what the fuck?
What?
Yeah.
Harry Horse did this?
It's the game after that, as with many things, the game kind of gained sort of a cult status.
Sure.
As like the work of like a tortured artist or something like that, and how conspiracies and maybe this guy's like was killed to, you know, hide something or
The aliens
maybe
didn't
it's
want
too
him talking
tortured.
shit about the pyramids.
yeah, exactly. But I don't know. Apparently, it has pretty good gameplay.
Yeah, I'm looking at the article right now, and it says there's a picture of a clock dial with Albert Einstein's head on top, and it says depicted above the Albert Einstein and Isaac Newton dialogue puzzle, described as brilliant by critics. So it seems to be quite the educational tickler.
I do like, Jimmy, your little addition. Fun gameplay, though. After
Yeah,
Fun
Fun
gameplay.
gameplay.
Cold
double
gameplay.
murder. It's got like good graphics, you know.
Yeah, I'd love to see like an IGN review of this game. Like, the graphics are about a 7. It's like graphics 7, gameplay 8. The morality of playing a game by a convicted murderer 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. Overall, it has
4
a
out of
little bit
10.
of something for everyone.
It has a little bit of something for
For everyone. There you go. Man. I feel so bad for that god, though.
Yeah, it's all the way at the bottom of a lake.
Yeah, totally drowned. Alright, I still can't get over the fact that if any indication for who this man was, that he tried to pass on his manuscript to like museums. How far do you think he was able to get with that? Did he show a manuscript to a museum like, no, this is like historical bits? Did he like wear a suit and tie, like convince him he was like a doctor or something? I can't
That was
imagine
the
like
thing, is that they were very enthused. They were like really hyped, because this is an actual poet. But instead he just, tried to trick them. They found out pretty quickly.
I feel like that is unironically like psychopath behavior.
Yeah.
Well,
I found this. It is mine.
He's mine now. It's like that.
He comes in. It's like, oh yeah, this is an ancient document. It's like printed on like a fucking like Google. He's like, oh, let me share it with you on Google Docs.
It's on the back of like a Sunday Funnies.
He wrote his ancient manuscripts while reading a fucking the Sunday papers.
Sunday papers, like. There's
right
also
next to
bonus.
Brewster
There's an
Rocket.
ancient comic strip of zits on the back of the poem.
If I didn't know how localized are Sunday comics, because I feel like we could talk about Sunday comics
Yeah,
for
we
a long
talked
time.
about Sunday comics are Asians. I don't actually know. I don't know how
What was
that
your
business
guys'
works
favorite?
anymore.
What was your guys' favorite growing up? Come on,
Oh,
favorite Sunday comic.
I always liked zits because it was like, relatable, right? Parents, huh?
Zits is good.
I do
Zits
like
felt
Zits.
like
Zits is
almost like a
pretty good.
grown up like Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna say Calvin and Hobbes. Yeah.
Calvin Hobbes is by far the best, but I was
Yeah.
too. What is it? I was too young.
stupid.
I was too young. I mean, but it was out of the papers by the time I was even a wee babe.
Oh, a little
know.
babe.
That's my favorite. That's why I like Zits. There's one Zits comic where clearly, like, the guy who's making the comic hated how everyone was like, oh, man, Calvin Hobbes is gone, so no one wants to read these anymore. The comic is just like the dad looking at the paper and goes, ever since Calvin Hobbes is gone, the comics aren't the same. And then the teen just looks at me and says, like, grow up, and, like, moves on, and that's the comic.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, that guy must be, like, angry that everyone's like, oh, man, Calvin Hobbes is gone, I'm not going to read these anymore. And he's like, come on.
I think Zits really fell off after the redemption arc of chapter 83.
They keep talking about the big bad, but they never
It
actually
was
just fight
very
him.
confusing.
Every
I don't
season
like
of
me-
Zits, they just make a new threat that's bigger than the last.
Me and Declan have talked about this, but it's like the real paradigm between Zits and fucking Dustin.
Yeah.
Like it's the same like setup, but
he's just older.
where Zits is like very genuine and charming, Dustin is just fucking like, oh, look at my son. I don't know how Twitter works.
It's just
Oh, my son can use Twitter, but he can't iron his own clothes? Huh. It's like,
Oh man, I'm Dustin. Again, I still stand by the fact that I think a lot of those comics would be a lot funnier if like you just replace the last bit of dialogue said with just fuck. If you just say that, it's gonna be so much funnier. There's one that was like a kid on a bike like wheeling past Pennywise. Pennywise like, come here, kid, I have a balloon. He's like, balloon? No thanks, I'd rather be on my TikTok phone. And I'm like, it'd be so much funnier if he's like, come here, I have a balloon, and the kid's just like, fuck. He's just like, oh my gosh, it's fucking Pennywise.
The one thing I will say before we move on, because I don't really know how we got here.
Yeah, hey, it's good.
I think we
The
should
one
have a
thing-
comic strip. We should just have a comic
welcome to
strip
Comics
on
Corner, the new weekly segment.
Just put it on the screen and then we critique it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have nuggets, but I'll have the comic corner where I just read one panel of the Lost Horns.
Here, I'll do the theme song. There we go. No.
Here, Eddie, this is my favorite panel of the Lockhorns. Hey, my husband isn't very good in bed.
Oh, look at us, we're rocking horns.
All right, that was comic corner.
When you told me unironically, I actually enjoyed the Lockhorns. I did lose a little respect for you that day.
I think the Lockhorns is kind of funny.
Declan,
I think
once you grow up, you'll understand that wife is bad.
Life is miserable. You should hate your wife.
No, wife
Yeah.
is awful, man.
Wife
oh
is
my
bad.
God.
Happy
Wife's
wife,
worse.
happy
And-
life. Am I right, boys?
And oh boy, I'm bald. Just found out today.
I found out today. Hey, welcome to that's Comic Corner. There we go.
Comic Corner over.
Next week we shit on Dilbert. All right, continue.
All right.
Fuck, dude, fuck Dilbert.
So after my very morbid topic,
Yeah.
Who wants to go next?
Yeah.
I have a topic that I've had for a while that you guys know about that you actually told me to bring up in the next podcast.
Oh,
when we
yeah.
recorded last
Yeah.
time.
We got to get deep
okay.
and dirty on this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Get into it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
All right. So my cousins randomly hit me up and they were like, "Hey, we saw an ad on TikTok that is we saw an ad on YouTube.
Fuck.
Yeah, that is actually
realized
not
what this is.
worth skipping." So it made me think, like, an ad not worth skipping. I get infuriated whenever I see any ad, even if it's for something that I care about. How can you possibly see an ad and have any sort of joy? And they sent me the link to PeePee, spelled P-E-E-P-Y, and I lost my shit. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. It's a stuffed animal that's being sold. These guys have all seen it because I kind of bought a lot of them. And it's like two balls sewn together, and then on one of the balls, there's a face. And it has two front-facing eyes, a little beak, it has a little tail on the back ball, and then little feet sticking out of the... I already said that, but it's PeePee. And I saw it, and it's just like this weird-looking creature stuffed animal, and I had to buy it. So I did, and I bought one, and I started to see that their stock of PeePee was rapidly going out as more and more people were actually finding this ad and not clicking through it and being like, "Damn, I want a PeePee." So I went and I bought 2 PeePees.
All of them.
No, I went and I bought 2 PeePees, and then they all sold out. And I was like, "Damn, they're gone. Now what?" So I started reaching out to Item Label, the creators of this, and I'm like, "Yo, let me get some background info. I'll do art and shit." And I harassed them enough to let me see one of the models of a PeePee they were gonna release soon. They did a big release. They released like 6 new colors and all sorts of different things, and I bought all of them. I bought every single fucking
stock.
PeePee.
You have so many PeePees in your room.
I have so many. There's different colors. I have one of each basically, and then they released a smaller version called Wee Wee, which is the baby version of PeePee, and I bought 4 of those. And basically, this little stuffed animal is selling out. And I'm predicting that they're going to be worth a lot of money in the future, especially like when I bought the first 2 and then they said we're never restocking those 2 ever. They announced that they are going to do a restock of this one, but only like limited quantities, limited ones. So it's like a weird hype item that's just a little monster stuffed animal. And the main thing is that, you look at it and I'm like, oh, I'll make money off of this in the future. If not, I enjoy having these little things stare at me in my room all day. But people are actively getting pushed these ads of the PeePee ad. And I was telling this to the guys, and Declan was like, "What? No, that's stupid. No one's actually getting these ads."
And then I got the ad. And all right, I don't think you did the ad is in itself bizarre, and that's why it's like the most. It's like the poops if we're gonna reach way back in time. Like in quality,
oh yeah, the poops. That was like episode 2.
Yeah, that was episode 2. In terms of like their music, like weird, like untuned electric guitars and like high screeching vocals singing like the PeePee theme song. And it's like so strange. And it's like take 'em home. And I'm like, this is a cult. This is gonna be a cult. And you are their biggest disciple. You bought us.
Dude, I will say,
A disturbing
Dylan has
amount.
done everything in his power to get on the fucking ground floor.
Yeah.
of PeePee.
He truly did find a ground floor for PeePees, and like
100%. Dylan, what's your favorite PeePee? If you were to suggest to our readers,
Yes.
yeah.
PeePee.
There are a lot of different colors, a lot of different styles. All of them basically have the same 2-ball design, but the design that I harassed Item Label into giving me a sneak peek of was a corn dog shaped PeePee called Corn Pea, where it's like orange, and instead of being 1 ball, it's like 1 long cylinder ball, and it's got ketchup and mustard on the back. And as soon as it went up, I bought it. Like 2 days later, it was sold out, and these things keep selling. None of them are available right now, so that's why I'm not going to suggest buying one, because you can't. I'm the cool one here that has all the PeePee's. But
Yeah,
when they
idiot.
do restock, corned
Good
beef
luck.
is pretty sweet.
Good luck buying one of these things.
The reason why they're called PeePee is because when you squeeze them, it's got like one of those dog toy things inside that squeaks. And
It goes
Pee-pee.
it goes pee-pee. Pee-pee. And I can't stress this.
Wait, Dylan,
I
why don't
totally
you squeeze
didn't-
one for us right
Oh
now?
yeah. Here, give me.
Oh
one second.
yeah.
You've got them right on hand.
Audio
I'd love
format.
to hear the
Audio
pee-pee.
format.
Audio format.
Audio
Okay.
format.
All
I
right,
have
guys.
returned with
When you're
cow
hearing
pee-pee.
this, just imagine the person you hate the most.
A moment of silence.
Cradled in your
Yeah.
hands.
Thank you.
I thought you were gonna do it.
Oh, you didn't hear it? I did it. I did it.
No, you
I
said
sat on the edge of my fucking seat.
I'm
Most
still doing
anticipation
it.
I've ever felt. I can't hear it.
Hold it right next to the microphone.
You guys not
I
hear it?
literally
it cannot
can't
be
hear it.
captured
is
on
pee-pee,
fucking
is
audio.
the pee-pee audio so high pitched that
Dude,
Discord
hold on.
can't
No.
process it?
I'm calling
Wait.
Cap. Deck
No,
is
no, no,
not
no.
fucking with us.
I'm recording. I'm gonna record it and send it into the group chat. 1 second.
Oh
This
my
is bullshit.
God.
I'm not fucking with you.
This is
Oh
so
my gosh,
Totally
PeePee's
fucking with
transcend.
us.
This is. I'm telling you, it's a cult. Their sound
it's
cannot be
100%.
captured by audio.
You're
The
not
video
allowed
is
to
starting
hear it
now.
unless you've.
Guys, be quiet. You guys are being quiet right now, right?
If you don't believe in
we're being
Santa, you
quiet.
can't hear it.
Did you hear anything?
No,
No,
I didn't
did
hear
not
anything.
at all.
I'm
Dude, this is
texting it to you
bullshit.
now.
Dude, that's so
Oh my
freaky.
gosh, I'm too old to believe in Santa Claus anymore. It's like the bell.
Dude, it is the fucking bell from Polar
Yeah,
Express.
it's the bell from the Polar Express.
You guys
we
don't
don't
believe
believe
in
in it
pee-pee?
anymore.
Do you guys remember at the end of Polar Express when Santa Claus said that he got to keep one toy from under the Christmas tree, and he picked out the pee-pee, and then he got home and his parents were like, "This pee-pee doesn't make any sound," and he goes, "Eat-er, eat-er, eat-er."
Dad's like, this pee-pee won't get me stocks. Bah humbug. And then they just squeaked around.
It's broken.
All right, I'm going to watch the video right now.
Hold on.
Yeah, here we go. Okay, here we go.
What the? No way.
Wait, shh.
That's like, yes, that is
Why
a
can't I hear it on-
squeaker. Could you hear
Dude,
it
So-
on
wait, Dylan, do it again.
I
one
can
more
hear
time.
it. I
All
can
right,
hear
yeah,
it.
one more
That-
time. I'm
why-
not fucking with you. I'm gonna start. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I heard. I
I heard
kinda
like
heard
the
it.
bear.
I believe. I believe.
Dude,
All it took was a
we
little
were-
bit of belief.
we were seduced into
still
believing
young.
that Pepe had supernatural properties once more, so we could hear it again.
Do you know what's gonna be funny? Is gonna be like, I bet like on the recording it's gonna show up just fine, and so we're just gonna look like a bunch of fucking crazy.
We're waiting
"What do
for
you mean?
it."
I can't hear it.
Wait, Jimmy, edit out all the beeps so that we don't look crazy.
Wait, but no,
I
it's
will-
gonna be
I will
even
do
worse to
whatever-
listen to because if
I-
my microphone isn't picking it up for you guys to hear, no one on the computer is gonna hear it.
It's gonna be like a big mess.
We'll
of an
figure
audio
it
file.
out.
Yeah, look, if you can hear it, listener, if you heard it the whole time, you have a pure heart, and you believe the whole time.
Listener. God, imagine if we
Reader.
live in a timeline where Cloudy Skies doesn't. Cloudy Skies, if you log into the podcast and you don't hear the squeak, I'm sorry, it's over.
Welcome to the adult world. Get a
Welcome
hat
to the
and a
adult
briefcase.
world.
Get a hat and a
PP
briefcase.
is gone.
Stop watching Wolf Song.
You can't watch
Why
Wolf
do
Song anymore.
Guys, why don't you grow up and put it in there?
Put it in there, Johnny.
Grow up and put it in. There's even
Grow
worse.
up and put it in there,
Grow up
Johnny.
and put it in there, Johnny.
Put it in there, Johnny. Come on.
Into the meat packing freezer, Johnny.
Come on.
Come on.
Welcome to the
Come
chop
on.
shop, Johnny.
Let's
Come
be
on.
real. PP
God, get my-
is in little tiny little meat slabs now.
Get my little
We don't
coconut
care.
down from the tree, Johnny.
Yeah, come on, Johnny.
All
Give
right.
me.
Come on.
Put a single drop of water in my tongue, Johnny. I'm thirsty.
Well, that was very illuminating, Dylan.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving
Welcome.
us,
I'll say if there's any
deep dive into
updates,
PP.
I'll update in a future episode. I can't imagine there's gonna be anything that interesting because they haven't done any like restocks in months. But
I don't
yeah,
know, man. They might get sued by the corn dog company for using its likeness.
I
I'm
like
like-
how.
$300 in. I really hope not.
Yeah, PP really did just like sell all their stock to, or like all their product to Dylan, and then just fucking ran with it.
Like we're moving to Guadalajara. I didn't say that right.
We're moving to fucking Guava.
Guava. The country of Guava. I'm gonna go.
You know.
Hey, I'm
yeah, I
gonna
was
go.
gonna say who'd like to go next.
I'm gonna go.
Hey, you
all
can
right?
go.
This one's quick because I have something I want to talk about after it. Because it's like I as we know, I just look up, give me a list of the weird websites, and I found one that's gonna be really good next week. But I need a week to look into this thing. It's like a long rabbit hole, and I found it a minute before recording, so I'm not gonna waste it right now. But the one that I'm doing right now is I would like you to type into your browsers if you can, and do this at home if you're able to. www.youfellasleepwatchingadvd.com. And that's all. There's no spaces, just youfellasleepwatchingadvd.com. And you're going to get a really nice and relaxing experience. Maybe a nostalgic trip even when you come in here. Let me know when you guys see this great website.
I am here.
Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, so I want you guys to look at the extensive list of DVDs you can pick from.
I tried to scroll with my mouse wheel, but
all right, here for the audio listeners at home, because there's only audio listeners. What we're looking at right now is a poorly rendered 3D image of basically a bachelor pad, where you're from the perspective of a head resting on a couch, and you're looking across the apartment to a old box TV, and they want you to request a movie to watch and that you fell asleep to. And the movies they gave, you'd think it'd be a wide selection. There's only 8 of them, and
it's such a weird list of movies.
Such a weird list of movies. Here, I'll go down the list here. It's Pride and Prejudice, Punch Drunk Love, Bucket List, Terminator 2, Van Wilder, Harry Potter 3. They decided with the third one. The Ben Stiller Show, and then Born Supremacy. So these are movies all across. I don't know. I would actually be wondering if these are all from a certain era, honestly. Maybe they're all... No, because the Terminator 2 wasn't released the same time as Harry Potter.
No, this is like just
the guy
a
probably
shotgun.
just like... He probably just looked at his DVD, like, list of movies that he had on DVD and picked them at random.
Oh, wait. Okay. I just did it, and it when you said nostalgic, I was like, oh well, I'm not really nostalgic for any of these movies or like whatever. But what it does is a very nostalgic thing.
Exactly.
So what it does, No.
Tell us.
Basically, what it is, you select a movie, and it goes to the DVD menu, and it like plays it like when you go AFK in the fucking DVD menu, and like it plays a little thing, and then just loops and loops and loops. Like I feel like that is such a distinct memory of like looping the fucking DVD menu.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's the same clip looping, and like some of these songs are kind of like weirdly like, oh yeah, I know what you mean. Like they always select like a weird song to play over it. And it's the same clip. And honestly, the Harry Potter 3 one is very nostalgic for me. Yeah, I played it, and it's way too loud about your headphones.
It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Bumpy ride.
It's so funny they selected that as the clip for the opener of that movie too. But yeah, like that's totally a thing that I felt, like where you finish the movie and it goes back to that selecting menu. Like that was for a long time, like production companies to think about like what are we gonna design as the DVD menu.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I just left the Terminator 2 one on for a very long time, and an evil Terminator just came up to the screen and gave me the evil eye and walked away. So they've got the full like little interactions that Liam was talking about.
See, that's funny. I actually have a funny story about DVD menus.
Yeah.
So famously, I don't know how famously, but the DVD for Superbad, when it came out, apparently they were very excited that for Superbad, Blu-ray DVDs could have up to an hour of footage on like the DVD menu. Whoa. And so they literally recorded Michael Cera dancing for an hour and put it on. So it doesn't loop. It is actually Michael Cera dancing. Well, it loops, but after 1 hour, it is 1 full hour of Michael Cera dancing on the DVD menu.
Mm-hmm. I've heard about that, yeah.
Wait, and it's him. Like, how they do that thing in Superbad where it's like sort of like the silhouettes of them dancing? It's like actually him dancing.
Well, yeah, it's the silhouette, but it's him dancing.
Oh my gosh.
It's literally, they told Michael Cera to dance for an hour.
All right.
I love
starting to
all of
lean
the
into
bonus for
performance
that
art.
movie too. I'm not gonna get into it, but there's a lot of Michael Cera fuckery in the bonus of that movie.
See, that's what I'm trying to say is like this is like on the equivalent of, I mean, I can't believe we're bringing up Polar Express twice in one episode, but it's like the equivalent of like when he Tom Hanks did the mocap for all the characters in the movie. We talked extensively about that in this podcast.
Oh
but,
God, fucking
like
Many
what kind of like
Tom
deal
Hanks
did they
does
have
our
to make?
mocap too.
What?
I said Tom Hanks does our mocap.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I thought you said Superbad was mocap. I don't think so.
No, what you say? The kind of deal.
Yeah, how they do the deal of like they how they get the deal first of all for Tom Hanks to do the mocap for every character in that movie, and then also the deal of like, hey, as your contract, Michael Cera, we need you to dance for an hour on camera. He's like, I'm a busy man, I got things to do with my day, and like, sorry, we're putting the camera up and you're gonna dance for a whole hour.
Sorry, Michael. Time to dance.
Sorry,
when I was
Michael,
talking
it's not
about
the partial, it's business.
when I was talking about fun little bonus stuff in Superbad, it's the opposite of that. It's that Michael Cera is probably told he had to do it and was just a little bitch and was like, all right, let's fucking go. Let's go record the silhouette scene again for an hour, because in all of the post-credit scenes, it's just people shitting on Michael Cera as he walks around and tries to talk to people. And
Wait, really? Like he's interviewing people in the cast?
Well, it was like he would like walk up to the cast and they'd be like, Michael, please, you're obnoxious. I don't want to talk to you right now. And he's like, oh, look, you're such a joker. And then he just walks away. And then people were saying that one clip of him getting shit on and hated by everybody was what sparked Michael Cera and This Is the End being a total douchebag.
Oh. Yeah, because that's like half the point of that movie. It's like, maybe they made that whole movie. Maybe people. What if Michael Cera in real life actually is just like a big like egomaniac douchebag?
I can't imagine.
I know
I'm
he's
sure
not.
You've seen that like video of him like freaking, like the fake video of him like freaking out on like behind stage.
It's like a staged video where he
On
just,
Knocked Up.
Like one of those freak outs.
It was the set of
Yeah.
Knocked Up, yeah.
Wait, did he actually freak out?
Not
it
actually.
was a
He
gag.
was just doing a bit.
Okay. See, that's what I'm saying. I know. Look, I love Michael Cera to death. I love him. I love him like the son that he is. But what if it's all not fake, guys?
What if it's all an act?
What if it all is?
I honestly though, I will say, I remember, so where I got that little tidbit of Superbad knowledge, it was because he was on an episode of Hot Ones.
Oh yeah.
But like the way he acted, like his mannerisms on Hot Ones, he seems like a very like subdued, very like, not even like funny, quiet, because like even in his movies he's like quiet, but he's still like funny. He's almost just like, just very quiet and very peaceful and very just like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, this happened to me. It kind of bothered me. Yeah, so this story actually.
Yeah, but what about that part where he looked the interviewer Hot Ones in the eyes and he said, I could make you never work in this town again.
Yeah.
He said that. You know that part?
I also like the part where he said, "I have a gun under the table.
I have a gun under the table.
It's loaded. It's literally pointed directly at your heart, and I can pull the trigger at any second."
If you stop asking
Not that
me
you'd ever believe me.
Arrested Development questions, I'm gonna shoot you right where you stand.
I'm gonna shoot you right in the heart.
I'm Michael Cera, and I'll do it. He plays the.
I'm Michael Cera, and I'll do it.
I'm Michael Cera, and I'll do it. I'll do it for real.
I'll fucking do it.
Don't fuck with me, man. I'm Michael Cera.
Don't fuck with me.
Don't fuck with me. I'm Michael Cera. Dude, that's Michael Cera. Dude, that's Michael Cera. He shot the Hot Ones guy on the camera.
That's Michael Cera. He shot the Hot Ones guy and then got away with it. And then they posted the YouTube video, and he still hasn't been arrested.
They got
He
off
just kept eating the
scot-free.
wings in front of the corpse.
Yeah, and then he ate the host wings after.
He ate the wings, and he said, "These aren't hot at all. That son of a bitch. These aren't hot at all." That son of a bitch.
These aren't even hot.
He looked into the camera and he said, "I got the LAPD right in my little pocket. Now come on and try and take me down."
I'm the hot one. I'm the hot one.
I'm the hot one
then,
now.
And then in the next episode, Michael Cera is the host.
I know, and he's like, "Ben Stiller, I have a gun to you on the table."
From there on, all the guests are like really, really fucking nervous.
They're just like sweating.
Take a bite of this. That's a really hot wing, isn't it? You're sweating.
You're sweating, huh? It's hot, right?
That's what I was gonna say.
Eat one of my wings, you pig.
You're really sweating. It must be because of the hot sauce, not the gun under the table.
Does the little piggy want another wing?
Oh my god. You know what happens to piggies when they get too big? We gotta put them down.
Guess you're gonna have to beg for it, piggy.
Oh my god.
Now eat the bone, bitch.
This is like a moment where I feel like all the events of my life are now gonna lead to me one day meeting Michael Cera, and he's gonna be like, oh, you were that guy that did the I had a
He's
gun
gonna be like,
on Hot Ones episode. Huh?
Made a joke about me on Hot Ones,
Huh? And then he puts a gun to my head.
Well, since you want to act like a little piggy, you should squeal like one too.
Before I kill you, I want to let you in on one secret. McLovin was actually a paper mache stop motion figure.
Yeah, Tom Hanks acted the whole thing out.
Shoots you 7 times.
It's all written in the Drowned God manuscript, and he shoots me right
It's
where
all
at.
written, yeah.
Yeah, you
I
hear
tried
about
to
the
submit
Drowned?
it.
You know the Drowned God video game? Oh yeah, murder suicide. Huh? I can't believe they bought that.
Why is he so invested in the Drowned God franchise? And he's willing to like.
If we knew, we wouldn't be alive, Declan.
That's true. I'd have to kill you.
I have to kill you. Haha.
He's Mickey.
Right.
I
know
like
what?
this is a very like Mickey Mouse Michael
Yeah.
Cera.
I was about to say, it's getting more and more enthusiastic.
I had something else to bring up, but it really isn't that interesting. I feel like this Michael Cera bit
I
is
felt
so
bad
good.
that we really went down the
No,
Michael
are you
Cera
kidding me?
rabbit hole.
That Michael Cera bit was way better than anything I had to talk about. It was about broken links to famous websites and how people talk about these. Like, there's, I'm not even gonna bring it up. Look, hey, we'll move on. Liam?
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah, shut up, idiot.
Yeah,
Come
shut
on,
up.
Liam. You got your
Come on.
thing.
So this
Go eat a
this-
hot one. Go put it in there.
Stop.
I have a gun to you, Liam. Do your topic.
No, not a gun to my heart. I need that for feeling. I need
nothing
that
else.
for feeling emotion.
I need that so I can stay young at heart and hear the
I
pee-pee
need
squeal.
that. I cannot be young at heart if I do not have a heart. Anyway,
Yeah.
so my topic is it's again like Jimmy's. I don't know how super buried it is because I first learned about it too on TikTok.
Gosh, we're like a progressive show.
I know.
This year. Like,
Yeah.
I
this
know.
Wait, this is a reboot. We have to connect to the young people.
Yeah.
I decided. Hold on. This is my. What's up, youngsters?
Fortnite.
Welcome to the Young Corner. For those.
Welcome to the young. To appeal to the young corner, my section will be 30 seconds long. But so I decided to expand the sort of bounds a little bit, just to give a little bit more to chew on. So I present to you guys the world of speculative zoology.
Whoa.
So the field. So basically, speculative zoology is kind of just as it sounds. It's basically how animals like. So the original work, not the original, but like one of the first kind of works in like the modern idea of speculative zoology was this book called After Man, right? And After Man is essentially just kind of this theoretical book of like what would happen if like human beings, like basically what happens to the earth like 500 million years in the future, and like kind of, you know, different animals emerging into kind of different niches. Like you have like squirrels replacing deer, or like you have things like the rabbit raccoon, the big giant rabbit raccoons. You have the
classic.
What is it? The fucking it's called like the giga. It's like the giga antelope. The Giga Chad, yeah. But basically, it's kind of it's speculative, and it's a little it's like not necessarily sci-fi, but it's just kind of like, you know, fictional zoology.
Fun thoughts about it.
After Man isn't that crazy. But the reason I talk about After Man, because what happens after Man, it gets fucking crazy. The new, like, so after Man, there's the new dinosaurs, and that's just, again, it's the same sort of thing where it's like, what happens if, like, you know, humanity goes extinct and like the dinosaurs kind of like re-evolve. But then we get Man After Man, and that is straight into the realm of science fiction, where there's like a cataclysmic event on like in human, like on Earth, and like half the planet leaves Earth, but then half the other planet like goes back to like the Stone Age and then like re-evolves. But then like the advanced aliens come back and start like genetically mutating the humans to fill in the positions of the animals. And it goes like 500 million years in the future, and then like the people who left Earth eventually kind of come back, and they sort of interact. Now that is sort of the groundwork of like the idea of speculative zoology, especially as it relates to human beings. The one that captured my attention the most is it's a book, and it's published online. It was published online, so it's free. You can literally Google it, and you can look it up and you can read it. It's about 100 pages. It is a book by a Turkish author called All Tomorrows. All Tomorrows is a very interesting. The full title is All Tomorrows: A billion-year chronicle of the myriad species and the varying fortunes of man. And basically, so the premise of it is, humanity kind of they go and they colonize Mars, and eventually, the Martians and the humans kind of develop so differently that they go to war with each other, and it's like a super crazy big war, and it really sucks, and a lot of people die, and so humans are like, all right, we shouldn't do war anymore, and they develop a race of people called the Star Men, like the Star People, who kind of are genetically mutated so that they can kind of go out and explore space. And they go out and they explore space, and they like colonize the universe, and they kind of expand humanity all over.
Do they ever have any like wars?
Not after that. No, not after the Martian-Human War.
Damn.
They're like, it's like totally peaceful. The Star People. There's a Star Man waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us.
Not even like a single Star War. Like,
I don't know if I want to meet the Star Man. They might blow my mind.
Not to my mind. He'd like to come and meet us, but he's really very shy. But anyway, as humans expand, eventually they run into, or they are attacked by a super hyper advanced species known as the Q. The Q, no one knows where they came from. No one knows, but their whole thing is they are like religiously into genetically altering people. So like things. Basically, they kind of just like genetically alter things for fun, and then they leave. So humanity comes, and the Q totally fuck up the human race, and they take a bunch of they take human beings, and they genetically alter them into a number of different species, right? So for instance, you have the worms. So the worms are taken, and they're literally turned. And I recommend you look at this book, because the person who wrote it also included illustrations for every single one of these. But you have the worms, who are turned into these long, slender, like they have to crawl around, and they crawl in the desert. You have things like the killer, the predators, who are these like bipedal hunter things, and then you have the prey, who are just like these human beings that are like basically antelopes. You have one of my favorite ones is the lizard herders, and these are human beings who are like mentally stunted, and basically all they do is they like herd lizards. But basically there's like at least like 10 10 or 12 of these different species that human beings are forcibly evolved into. But the thing that's interesting is that he keeps going, and these different races of human beings that are like kind of brought back to like almost animalistic stages, they re-evolve into like hyper intelligence, and then they reconvene with all each other. But then they fucking get destroyed again, because one of the human races was like put, like they were just kind of like dropped with a bunch of like pre-human technology. And so basically it's like if cavemen had nuclear bombs, and so they fucking destroyed themselves, except the ones that survived like were super violent, and then they killed everyone else, and they enslaved one of the last races of human beings. But then in the end, this one race of human beings that had been living in asteroids for this whole time comes back, and like, they reset order in the universe. And my favorite part of this is the last image. On the very last page, there's this image. and it's titled "The Author with a Billion-Year-Old Human Skull." And because they rediscover Earth and they like kind of try to set things, and it's this like literally it's indescribable. It's got like two like huge bulbous like fleshy ear things, a black feather coming out of its head, and like one tentacle coming out of the front, and it's holding like a human skull.
They're saying like the author of that book, the book you're reading.
The author of this book comes back to like, oh look, a billion-year-old human skull.
Oh my god!
And it's like because this is humanity now.
Wow.
But anyway,
I hear that that you tried to submit that to a museum as a work of a 19th century poet.
I said, look, I found this. It's from the future.
There's a picture of the author. And then they were no, and you're like, screw you guys, I'm gonna make a game.
Screw you guys, I'm gonna make a video game. All Tomorrow is the video game. And you go and you blow up a museum.
And you go to the curator and he's dumb and he's stupid.
And he's so stupid. And you hand him your book and he goes, Doy, we're too stupid to accept this.
I'm one of the dumb human Altomaros.
My race is museum curators, and we're all stupid and fat and dumb.
We deserve to die. Here's a bomb. Blow us up.
But one thing I will say is my favorite post-human is, like I said, the lizard herders. So the lizard herders are one of the only human species that don't redevelop hyperintelligence, but the lizards do invent hyperintelligence. So the lizards invent hyperintelligence and then like use the human being. They breed the human beings to be like their pack animals.
Whoa.
So yeah, it gets. I highly recommend it. It's not that long, and it's like
you actually did read
book.
it, right? You did read it.
Yeah,
because I saw the videos on it when it was like getting popular, and it was like such a bizarre story, like how far in the future you go.
That's it. It's like it goes like it's very interestingly cyclical. You know what I mean? Like it goes and then it restarts and then it evolves and then it restarts and then it evolves again. Like it's just so. And I really love the fact that too. Like again, the person who wrote it also did all the illustrations, and the illustration like it's so creative. Eerie. That's why I love speculative zoology because. Like, the original work, I think, like, the original After Man is, like, I think relatively scientific. Like, it's not, like, total fantasy. But then it almost, I mean, obviously this is kind of, like, total fantasy. But it's interesting. I don't know. I think it takes a very creative, like, oh, like, what happens if, like, what would happen if human beings were put into, like, this environment? Or, like, what would happen if, like, a creature like this, like, why would it develop like this?
Yeah,
I would also suggest reading or at least looking some of the images of Man After Man, which Liam suggested earlier. I read bits of it as a kid, and I really enjoyed it.
I will say my favorite image of Man After Man is the cover. Just go on Google and look up Man After Man. It'll be the first thing that comes up, and it is literally I find it so fucking funny. Because it's literally like a tiny, it is a tiny little like Darth Vader alien riding like a fucking alien like human being gazelle, and I don't know what about it is this little like tiny black pod of a human that it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
This is so wait the guy who did All Tomorrows did not invent speculative zoology. Someone else.
No. So this All Tomorrows, I think it was written. It's okay. So All Tomorrows was published in 2006.
Wow.
After Man was like in the 1980s.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's been and there's been like there's tons more of like all these kind of books of like in the field of like speculative zoology. But All Tomorrows got me into it, and then I kind of I just wanted to see like more like fake. You know what I mean? Like, not fake, but, like, imaginary kind of, like, animals and creatures. And so I kind of delved into it. And there's, like, there's a lot of work into, like, speculative zoology. And, again, I think it's interesting because some authors take different approaches to it. Because it's, like, After Man is very scientific. It's a little bit more scientific. Whereas, like, Man After Man and All Tomorrows is very, like, science fantasy.
Thematic, yeah.
And it's just more, I don't know. I think it's a very interesting topic that,
Yeah, you see,
is
people
worth
always talk
delving
about they're
into
like,
seeing.
people are always like, yeah, I think every story that could possibly be told has already been written, and then someone comes up with something crazy like that, and I'm like, I don't know. There seems to be always like some insane idea in like science fiction that someone hasn't been able to tap into yet. Like,
honestly, that's
Yeah.
like why I think I became so fascinated about it, because it's like just like because I did watch the video first and then I went back and I read the book, but it's just like it is so mind-bendingly like what the fuck. Every time you turn the page or every time you look at a new thing, you're like, what the fuck? How did someone sit down and write this? And then not only did someone sit down and like make up like 12 different human species, but then he also created like evolutionary tracks for each of them.
Oh my gosh,
and then
yeah.
and then like how they reconvene and like I don't know.
the cyclical nature of it is so cool. Like they're like, you over billions and billions of years, things still go in cycles.
That's it. And there's again, he did all the art. Like almost every page, it comes with like art, like kind of depicting what he's describing. So it's like the amount of work that went into this is like so impressive to me.
Yeah,
I absolutely love the desert shark. I just skipped through the picture, but I'm looking through all the photos and I'm like, oh, some of these I've been seeing for years and I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Like it's so grotesque and like almost it's like it's scary. I mean, it's obviously very scary, but it's like what the I don't know.
Wait.
kind of reminds me
there
of
a
my
movie?
senior pictures, huh?
No, I don't think there's a movie.
Because I just saw a picture of some weird bird-looking thing and it says After Man 1990.
Yes. Okay. There was like a TV show for. I think After Man, it had like a little TV show, but nothing like fucking All Tomorrows. All Tomorrows, I guarantee you, will never ever be broadcast on any medium aside from a fucking PDF on Google.
Hi, I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm going to take you on an adventure 500 billion years into the future.
Hi, I'm Carl Sagan. Today we'll be talking about the bug people.
The bug people. How do they get there? And what are they up to now?
Today,
to understand the lizard herders, we need to get into our spaceship.
Let's go in our spaceship and look at the lopsiders.
Oh my gosh. It's such like, I don't know. That's so insane.
Here come the cue to genetically modify me beyond recognition.
Like, let's be real quiet so we don't accidentally get modified as well.
So we don't get turned into a bug person.
Uh-oh, they spotted us. We need to get out here now.
Looks like I'm a rumen hunter now. Oh!
Freaking like he can't talk at all. Oh, Carl Sagan. Poor Carl Sagan.
But yeah, that's sort of my topic.
That's
I
a
hope
great,
you readers go home and you
That's a cool one.
and you speculate some of your own.
Yeah, you
zoology.
educate yourself, huh? Put your phone
Figure it
down.
out.
Yeah, put the phone
tell us
down.
where you're
live in
gonna
the
go.
moment.
Hey, you know what? I got a pretty good rectangle that you can carry around your pocket. A library card. Ever heard of one? Huh?
Ooh.
All right.
All right,
So
mind blown.
I say we all write down who we'll say what our topic was, and then we'll all type it in our little Discord chat.
Or we
all
can
at
just say it
once.
out loud.
No, because we
right.
decided not to do that because then it goes to the ties. Versus
You're
if we all
right.
type it, yeah.
We all
Yeah.
put it in at the same time so that like we can't influence each other.
and
That's
then
a
the
good thing.
audience has to
Exactly.
wait in bated breath. All right, look.
Okay,
I did
say
so
these.
yeah. I did the DVDs. You fell asleep on your couch while watching a DVD website. Nostalgic trip.
I was PeePee.
I did. Oh yeah, Dylan was PP. I was Harry Horse and the Drowned God.
Yes, and I was All Tomorrows and Speculative Zoology.
All right, I say we say the name of the person we're voting for.
Yeah.
All right. I'm in between two people
Wait,
right
wait.
now. I think I'm gonna do this one.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm ready to go. We'll
right,
do 3,
This
2, 1.
one's
We'll hit enter.
shit. All right.
All right.
I'm ready.
Declan,
I
you
know
wanna
this.
give us
This
a
one's
3,
a
2, 1?
really hard one, honestly. All right, 3.
And this one's for all the marbles.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
1.
Yo!
Whoa!
Dylan
That
wins.
is not. I'm gonna be honest. That was interesting.
Okay, wait. To the people who are at
Yeah,
home.
right.
Oh, yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I was supposed to start it now, analyzing it as if no one. So I voted for Dylan. Liam voted for me. Dylan voted for Liam, and then Jimmy voted for Dylan. So Dylan wins with 2 votes. Can you imagine if I voted for Jimmy and we made a perfect circle?
No, I mean, honestly, I was going to vote for Jimmy second, if not Liam. I just found those two topics really cool. And
I know.
The only thing that took away from yours, Declan, was that I wish you could click on the DVD menu and then pirate the whole movie.
Yeah, just
Oh,
watch
that
the
would have
movie.
been funny.
Yeah, it's like actually just like a secret low-key pirate service.
For
It's like, don't
6
tell anyone.
films.
Come on, come on in.
You just have to watch the movie in like 100p.
Oh, I can't wait to watch the Ben Stiller show. I finally found a way to pirate it online.
That's it. I will say there were some good topics. I had a hard
There were
time
some really
deciding.
Yeah,
good topics.
I think it was good.
Yeah.
Pretty
That was, hey, guys.
Hey, I'm
Michael
down to do this
Cera,
again
I
in a
hope you
week.
enjoyed.
Guys, look at us.
Hey.
Guys, look at
Be
us.
back in a week.
Look at us, and hey,
Look at us.
look at you, readers.
Hey,
Take a
I
second.
think-
Look at yourself in the
Beautiful
mirror.
people.
Do it.
Do it.
Little piggy.
Yeah.
There.
I have a gun to you. I have a gun under the table.
I have a gun under the table.
I have a gun under the table.
I love that Michael Cera voice. I know
good.
it's not even close to being
not like Michael
accurate,
Cera at
but
all.
I love it.
It's like that's like an all tomorrow's version of Michael Cera. Okay, wait. I think there's only one thing I can say to wrap this guy up. I mean, I'll do our little wrap up and outro, but put it there. Put it in there, Johnny.
Put it in. Hey, put it in there, Johnny.
Hold on there, Johnny.
All right, we have. Hey,
Put some new genes into the human DNA.
put it in there, Q. All right. Hey, we have an email. It's at the berrypodcast at gmail.com. And honestly,
check it every day.
Just hey,
And the password is.
Hamburger.
Oh my gosh!
No!
All right, bleep that out.
Jimmy's gonna not bleep it out. That thing's like tied to a lot of my accounts, man. Honestly, hey, Jimmy,
I'll bleep it
Jimmy,
out.
Jimmy,
Best
I know,
will bleep it out.
Jimmy, I know that we do jokes where we say like we're gonna bleep it out, then we never do. Bleep all of this out because it probably
yeah.
is tied to the MyTown account, and so it could probably hack into MyTown from that password.
We're gonna find out what happens at the end of Tyler.
Oh my gosh.
That's so funny.
Yeah, we have an email. It's theberrypodcast@gmail.com. Usually it's for.
And
if
we
you
don't
just
know
wanna
what the
send us-
password is.
No, you don't. It's been bleeped out. Bleeped and dox us. We usually ask for people to just send us in topics that they want us to do one. But honestly, hey, just send us anything. Hey, just send us a message. We
Just
love
connect
interacting
with
with
us.
fans. Yeah, connect with us. All right, we're
Write us a letter.
You
Yeah.
listen this long, and if you actually do write to us, we'll really freak out and probably talk a lot about you in the next episode. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, for like the next 80 episodes.
Yeah, do you want the cloudy skies treatment? Then just do anything with that email. Just send us,
Literally
except for
interact
hacking
with
to
us.
it.
Sign us up for Farmers Only. I don't care. We need attention.
Yeah,
Whatever
exactly.
it takes.
Yeah, hey, maybe we can meet some good farmers and get them on the podcast.
Maybe we'll finally find Robert B. Parson.
Oh my gosh, because he totally would be a farmer.
That's a farmer's name.
Exactly. Otherwise, like, we're gonna try and do this weekly again. I think we have a set time, and this is super flippin' fun and exciting to reboot the podcast. So let's keep at it because this is exciting. Otherwise, hey, thanks for joining us. And as always, I'm Declan Grogan.
You should watch PeePee Theme on YouTube so I don't feel like a goddamn fool for spending $300.
I've got to
won.
take off all these heavy earrings.
You didn't even make
thought
it. Yeah,
I thought it was gonna
exactly,
be put
right,
it in there,
Declan?
Johnny.
That's exactly
fuck,
what
I
I was
forgot.
thinking.
I
No,
forgot
cut it here.
that was-
Episode ends now. Episode ends now. Goodbye, everybody.
That's